My name is Dr. Peter Prococo, and I am absolutely honored to be here with both of you today, with Claudio and his beautiful wife, Graziella. Graziella. We were just laughing off camera for a second ago about how do I pronounce it? Should I add in the Latin flair? Italiano, yes. See.
I'll call you Pedro.
Pedro. Here I am. The beautiful thing is that we have a great relationship, and I'm very honored to be here with you guys today because this podcast is important, and I believe that what you're doing is amazing, and I want people to hear your story. So for me, I'm just going to kind of open the floor up a little bit, and I want to ask you guys a little bit about what this is all about. Hey Kiddos is your business, but I want to know why this business exists. What was the idea? How do we get here to get this whole ball rolling?
Family. Bless our family. Be together. Have that connection with our kids while they're still young. You know, we worked very hard throughout all these years, you know, here and there, but we wanted to be together, you know, to have time with our little ones. Ever since I became a mama, you know, maternity, I think that's what brought this. And I wanted to spend time with my little ones. And that's how we decided, you know, it took us about 13 years, not because we couldn't, you know, but because we decided that when we had kids, I would stay home with them. Yeah. And that was the best decision I ever did. We did together because, not saying that a mom is less a mom if she needs to work out, you know, and be, you know, doing their own career. But I for me, that was my decision. And even though sometimes I say that we kind of lose our identity a little, and when, you know, after 3, 4, 5 years home all the time with the kids, but it's so worth it. In the very first years, it's very hard because you are just with your kid, sleeping well and just talking about kids, and that's all we do. But even, you know, sometimes when we go out and we want to take time for ourselves, we ended up talking about our kids because we miss them. And then if we see a kid in the restaurant, they'll say, oh, Zoe would love this, or Bella would love this. And then we ended up, because we miss them. And this is all about family. This place is about family. Yeah. We want to bless not only our family and be together, but also bring families here. This is a place where you want to come with your little one and just either enjoy them, play with them, or just sit back and relax because you know this place is safe for them to run around. And we decided to separate by age groups because sometimes, you know, the 6-year-old runs too wild with a 2-year-old. So the space is a little bit separate, even though when it's quiet, they can always play together. But the main focus is all the different areas were designed for their age group. So, you know, it's a 2-year-old can go down, on a slide that doesn't go too fast. It's not going to hurt them, while the other one can run wild on the other side. Right. Or play together. And the mom can be just right there sitting, watching them, or reading a book or eating something, because we also thought of that. I used to take the girls to places where there was no food wasn't offered or not even a place to sit, you know, and after a very night long and we are exhausted, we just wanted the kid to spend some energy, spend the whole energy actually, just to come home after and just give them a bath and then they'll sound asleep. Yeah. You know, that's every mom's dream. So our kid can have a very good night of sleep, you know.
So when parents come here with their children, they can also watch their kids enjoy their playtime, but they also have time for themselves. They can sit in the back. Do you have a place for them to?
Yes.
They can have a seat. They can, work on their laptop. A lot of parents, they come in and they hang around, they go to the cafe and their kids, just play around.
Yeah. Do you guys serve beverages or food?
We do have a cafe.
Oh, perfect.
So,
yeah. So
we do have pizzas. And we just came out with a
We have a summer menu now,
Oh, good.
and we have ice cream
Ah.
for the kiddos.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of different smoothies. The people can come here and choose their own, make their own, or just from fresh fruit, fresh fruit cups, different sandwiches, or chicken wrap, or tuna, or egg, or healthier things too. We are very this is a nut-free facility, so it's prepared for those moms like me that have their kids that with a lot of allergies, not only to nuts, but also we have options for gluten, or dairy or egg or different kind of allergies. I know how hard it is because I do have a daughter that has a lot of allergies, so I want a place where I could really be safe of those,
You're paying attention to the sensitive needs
exactly,
of the family.
because we went through a lot of, like, I wouldn't bring my daughter Zoe to a lot of places because of that reason, because I know how hard it is and how upsetting, because then you take your kid to play, and out of the blue they have something in their mouth and they are developing an allergic reaction, and that day is gone because you're going to end up having to use their EpiPen or any other medication to and then have to run to the hospital because it's very serious, and some people don't think it is until they have a close kid or person to them.
One time we were coming, we were traveling, and my daughter, she tasted my pasta, and then it had the pesto sauce.
She's allergic to the nuts.
She had the reaction
It was
on
the
the
very
airplane.
first time.
Oh, wow.
It was
Imagine you're in the plane.
Yeah.
She got desperately, and then we had to use the EpiPen.
No,
Wow.
let's rephrase that.
Yeah.
He got desperately. He wouldn't move. So I'm with
Sure.
with the baby on my lap, trying to have someone to hold my baby, so I could, go and rescue Zoe. So I found someone that came and held Bella, and then I was trying to find the EpiPen so I could, it was very, very, very scary.
Stressful.
We were
Yeah.
Imagine you
coming back from Brazil, like very high, like they
where
would
you
have
gonna
to
go?
land, So luckily, we were able. I had everything with me, even though it was hard to find.
Right.
And then the time when we were desperate, and then we have some doctors on the airplane, so it was.
But that's-
Luckily, it was fine.
But
yeah.
that's why
We were so concerned.
Yeah, so concerned here. Yeah. Well, it sounds like you both, obviously, as parents, you have two little. How old are your kids, by the way?
Why did you look at me?
Because they're two little
Well, it
girls.
was just their birthday, so we turned.
The men, sometimes they don't remember.
Yeah.
So it's 11, and then Bella, it's 7.
8.
8. See, he's in trouble now. Wait till Bella hears this one. She's
Right?
going to be upset.
Pie.
So I have to ask you, are they the two biggest ambassadors to the whole place or what?
Oh yes.
Oh, they are something.
Their lives.
They're
Yeah.
Zoe means life in Greek,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what they are to us. They are our extreme passion, and we're so passionate about them. And this is the main reason, I wanted to spend every little second I can with them, even though sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard. I don't say that, I'm not going to be, here saying that it's all flowers
Yeah, all
and paradise, all roses. Yes, it is hard. Some days it's tougher than the others, but I want to spend the most time, and I wanted to have my husband and us together raising them, because I know time goes so fast. And I remember back when they were very young that I want to be like, oh, I need to find a job and get out of the house because I can't do this anymore. But then when they turn, they keep growing because time never stops. And then I look back and they're so big already. And I was like, I could have spent maybe more time. Because, as a mom, we always have that guilt,
Yeah.
And we think that sometimes we are not doing the best.
Yeah.
But we do try, and that's why this place exists, because I want to give the opportunity to people to also be with their family, bring their little ones, even if you're just gonna sit and watch them because you were so exhausted from the night before, or you can just be and have fun, enter and play, and and just
Enjoy
joke,
things.
enjoy them.
The stress of life can be overwhelming.
Exactly, because everything will pass.
Yeah.
And even that phase that is so hard when they can't sleep at night, when they come crawling on your bed and they just want to wake you up and be close. Enjoy that.
Yeah.
That's gonna go away so fast. You're not gonna even remember when it was hard. You're just gonna miss them when they were like very little. So this is the place to be because it's clean, it's colorful, it's
Yeah.
safe. We have food.
It's full of imagination, and
Exactly.
I noticed that quite a
Yes.
bit when I was out there.
Zoe is the one that created the name of the business.
And your daughter creates the name of the business.
Yes.
Yeah.
After we walked this place, we came home and we asked Zoe, because she was old as Bella was a little still too young, and we asked her, daughter, if you were to have a play place, what would you name? So we came up with a few, and then Hey Kiddos came up
And
and
there it
that.
is.
So
I think it's something that's when you started developing this business as well. Obviously, everything doesn't happen quickly,
Yeah.
and
year.
yeah, and there's a lot
About
of
a year.
disruptions in the process.
Yes.
So when we were off microphone, you had talked a little bit about how important your faith and your spirituality was.
yes.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
yes, so I guess about 3 years ago or more than that, we travel a little bit around the world. We move here and there to try to find our place until we came back to Massachusetts and knowing that this place is home.
Yeah.
For us, even though we were both born in Brazil, but we have lived here a lot more than there, and this is our place and for our daughters. I took some lessons, did some courses here and there until I knew in my heart and that I think God put that in my heart, that I needed to have a space that we could bless a family.
Yeah.
And now I understand that it's not only for our family, but also to bless the families that come here to visit, but also to bless the families of our people that are here with us, throughout the journey. And it's very important.
Like your employees as well.
Our employees,
build your family
exactly.
around
Yeah. I usually say that because they're very young,
Yeah.
and I just say now I have I have more kids of
family.
my own. It's not like Zoe and Bella. It's like I'm the mom of me and Claudia were parents of all the the youngest.
I call them my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually,
Well, they are to
literally
both of you,
say,
right?
"Hey, kid, how old?" And
What do you do? Say, hey, kiddos, how you doing?
hey, kiddos, exactly.
Plug.
But
Yeah.
it's cool. Like every morning when I come, I hug each of them.
Yeah.
I ask them how they are. Some of them, they are young, still young, like 15, 16.
Yeah.
They have their own problems.
Sure.
And then like a father, I talk to them. I ask how they are, if they have problems. Sometimes they have problem in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I talk to them. I try to help them out.
Yeah. That's very important in
it's just-
today's world.
Yeah.
There's not enough mentorship, and
Yeah.
this whole process that I've witnessed that you've created is really family and mentorship. It's passing on to the next generation and beyond that. So what do you guys think it's going to be like when both of your kids become adults and they walk off to education and college, and you guys, what are you going to do?
I mean, we hope they will take over the business, but
Right.
but we never know
You never
because
know. Passions are passions. You don't know where they're
yeah,
gonna be.
sometimes their heart are not here, and
Yeah.
they're gonna.
For
follow
now,
their-
we know it is,
Yeah.
and
Bella wants to be here 24/7. For example, I woke up this morning.
first
and,
thing,
and I said to Bella, she was already awake. I said, I'm gonna go to the market and I'm going to Heikidos. I'm coming. and I'm not gonna change.
Yeah.
I said,
I'm gonna
"No,
go like
it's-
that."
Going
so
like
it-
this.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
And she spent the whole day here.
she loves to be with the workers, and,
Yeah.
When your kids are here and they're on the floor and business is going, do they build relationships with all the other kids that are here as well?
Sometimes.
yes, but more like they are also very close to all the workers.
Yeah.
They like to know about their lives. They want to invite them home. They want to be with them.
And they
they're
see them
very-
more often as well.
Exactly.
So
But,
yes.
but and then, for example, Bella, she has one of her favorites.
Yeah.
And she's like with her all the time. She goes around, move, and we have to tell her.
And she's like a
"Ella,
little boss too. She's like looking.
wonder
"Mom,
where she got that,
she's
Claudio."
doing that person's doing this and
See, I have
that, and
three
she's like
bosses.
she tells on them. It's
Did
funny.
you hear what he just said?
What is
he
it?
goes, see, now I have 3 bosses.
Yeah. Oh,
Exactly. I think 4, because Sunny, our little pet,
Yeah.
she's also.
But I assume you wouldn't trade it for the world.
no, I would
Yeah,
never.
that's great.
I
I know
would
they,
never.
they love you like crazy.
No,
So
just
it's a wonderful thing that you've done. It feels to me like it was divinely driven. That there was something that spoke deeply to both of you that says,
Yeah.
we've got to show love, and we have to spread it as far as we can in an environment that's safe for other families to have. Am I getting close?
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I believe we need to show not only like where it came from, like you're saying. We are both Christian, even though we are not. We could be a little bit more connected,
Sure.
and
Well,
going
that's in
to
the way.
church and this and that. But we want to raise our kids knowing there is a God and He's the reason of all this. We wouldn't have done anything if He wasn't there helping us. Our faith, we went through a lot of
A lot of
difficult.
battles.
Yes, throughout this journey, it wasn't easy. It was a lot of very difficult.
Were there times when you felt like you didn't have the strength to get
Oh,
there?
yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes, things happens in life and then we don't know why.
Yeah.
But there's a God, for example, before, like we were talking about for us to spend more time with the kids, I used to work about 50 to 60 hours every week.
Wow.
And there was one time that we didn't have the kids at the time when we lost everything that we had. I used to work 80 hours a week. I used to go to a job 40 hours, 6:30 in the morning, and then getting home like 10:30 at night,
Yeah.
just to get back, to our feet. Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, I used to be like dead. And then before,
Exhausted.
exhausted, yeah. And then before we start this business, I used to tell her, I said, we need something that I would like to spend more time with the family. And there was one day that I used to sell cars, and then we had to clean the cars. I was at the parking lot last year,
There's no.
during the snow, and then I was cleaning the car. I was like crying, and I said, God, I need, it needs to be over. Which is not bad, Being a salesman is not a bad, I had a good job.
But he was tired.
I'm not complaining, but
But it was time for change.
as we were talking, that we are aging.
Yes.
Time,
Yeah.
I'm getting older, and I want to spend time with the family, with the girls, and it was well worth it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was well worth it.
Even
After
through all the battles that we went through.
everything that we've been through, I will do it again for my family.
Yeah.
And I'll protect them. That's something that I would do over and over and over.
Yeah.
My
definitely
family.
And they feel that.
Oh, yes.
So they're going to grow up having the skill sets to love.
I usually say that there's this song in Portuguese that o papai é forte,
Yeah,
ele é
my
muito
family-
legal,
my
which
family
is like
is everything.
that is strong and he's gonna be there. And I completely trust. I usually tell that Claudio, he's like my sunshine, my son, because he's always smiling, very emotional like that, and he
Yeah,
has
but my family is everything.
the most big heart that anybody I know, and he's there. I know he'll make it happen.
Yeah.
No matter what. Of course, there's a God behind us.
He's blessed by God too.
Exactly, and we trust Him full heart. Because we know there's bad people out there. This world is crazier than ever.
Yeah.
And we want a place that is a safe haven, for families. And we try to show that. Some people, sometimes they judge us. They don't like that we have some verses,
Yeah. It's okay.
from
It's
the
always gonna
Bible, but this is what we have, what we believe. And that's what we want to pass along.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, when they come here, they feel that good vibe. It's not like a dark place with you know, that feeling sometimes when you enter to a place that is, it doesn't feel right. Here's the opposite. You know, it's about happiness. You know, you want
Sometimes
to.
people could potentially construe things as a sales job. You're just selling me something.
Yes, no, we are not.
You're just trying to
not,
create an
yes, it's
environment of
just-
love and connection.
You just want to feel good about it, and being with the family. There's nothing better than that. You know, there's nothing more worth in this life than to be with your own, because time will pass, kids will grow,
Yep.
and then at least we did the best we could, you know, or tried to.
Yeah. So let me ask you something else. So, Hey Kiddos, what I've learned is about all the kids coming in just enjoying and playing.
Right.
Is there a vision for development, for more things coming for Hey Kiddos, other pieces to the puzzle that might be created?
Yes, so we are about to launch our second area. So Hey Kiddos is a family entertainment center. So not only playtime, also some educational. So we have a learning center that we're going to be launching and opening next week, free of charge to start.
Yeah.
We're going to be offering classes, arts and crafts, mommy and me time, you know, with the little ones. I used to bring my little ones, sit them on our lap, sing songs, and or reading, story time, or for the older ones, some science, some robotics, some STEM classes, you know. So just find their creativity in having more time here. So when they're done playing, they can come and take a class and use their creativity.
Get more development.
Exactly.
Who's going to be teaching your classes?
So in the beginning, because this is going to be, so we are learning as we go,
Sure.
right? Naked is new. It haven't been even a year, and this is a new development as well. So we have some people that are capable of doing the classes, and as we go, if we need more specific, like a science class that need more, I guess, knowledge, we will hire.
Yeah.
The
Maybe somebody who's good in robotics actually comes in and shows kids how to do
People
simple
for-
things and build up.
To begin with, for the opening, it will just be fun, another fun place, another fun space that kids can come and say, what we're going to be doing starting next week is we're going to open the room, and it will be by appointment, you know, otherwise it would be too crowded, and kids can come and have different stations, so they can do some arts, they can play with the sand, or they can read
Probably a
some
good
books
idea
or
because their
story
attention
time.
span's like 30 seconds. They can move from one
Exactly.
to the
Depending
next.
on the age. So it'll be according to the age.
Yeah.
So we're going to separate by groups just like we do outside.
Yeah.
And they'll be spending some time, you know, there with their parents and our monitors, and just to see and for them to know the space as well.
Yeah.
And then once it's out there, we're going to be introducing more classes as we go.
Yeah.
And
I was going to say, I assume that you guys will see what's really moving.
Interest.
Which one's
Yeah,
interesting for the
yes.
kids,
We'll go according with the crowd, you
Yeah.
know what? Because we love to hear their feedback.
Yeah.
So if they say, oh, why don't you do this, this, and that? There's a mom that comes here almost every day, and she
Oh,
says,
that's funny.
right, you should put a
treadmill.
a treadmill or a bike.
bicycle.
So
A
while we are watching our kids, we are exercising.
We are working out.
Okay,
Yeah.
why not? Maybe.
You never know.
And we also have this space that we are using right now. This is a studio, music studio, and a podcast, which is going to also, it's a little bit off Hey Kiddos, so it's called the HK Productions. So you can rent this space to do your own podcast or record a song if you like, for anything. So it's also by booking an appointment on our website, you can find a spot and just
I
bring
can
your
speak
crowd.
from just being here and being around multimedia. This is a wonderful studio, and here I am plugging it for you. But I would rent this place in a minute because it has everything you need.
Yes.
and it's warm yet it's cutting edge. It's
Mm-hmm.
really savvy, and the light systems, everything, even the fireplace over there is just
it's pretty
amazing.
cool.
You guys did a wonderful job decorating in here, and
And then is if it's a one person, we have the more comfortable chairs, a little
Yeah.
bit more cozy.
Yeah.
And then you can do however your needs.
yeah, you could fit at least six people
comfortable
around here,
people,
comfortable, and a
exactly,
couple
yeah.
over there. Yeah.
And then this table becomes an art
Right.
in the wall, and then you have a space for your band.
Yeah.
You know, that you can
Yeah,
record
that's
here.
good. Maybe the kids will be in the band at some point.
Oh, believe me, Zoe loves to sing. And we are trying to, even though Bella, I don't know if you've heard our jingle yet. We have a jingle that Bella's been singing.
Oh,
It's
goodness.
super cute. She
Yeah.
created that. And she's, in the beginning, she was shy about it, but now she's all proud.
Oh,
So
yeah.
proud of
Yes.
Well, she's hanging out with the older kids too, who work
Exactly.
here. So
And
like,
she's growing. So the more they grow, they have this,
Yeah.
all this.
this little bravado.
Mm-hmm,
It's so hard, isn't it, being a dad of
It is. It
two
is.
girls?
Oh, 3 women.
What 3 women, but what a blessing, isn't it? I mean, I have a
is, it
daughter,
is.
and I got 2 children, a boy and a girl, but they're a little bit older now. They're 19 and 22. But my daughter, oh my gosh, Daddy's little girl is everything.
It's the same with this one.
Yeah.
They ask me something, and sometimes I have to be the bad person, you know.
It's a
because
problem.
I have to say no because they go like, "Daddy, please,"
Please,
and those eyes, you know, and
And
the
the head
puppy
goes on his
eyes.
Yeah.
shoulder.
But
Daddy, I love you so
and then
much.
he says no, and then he gives in. I'm like, don't do that, you know.
He's like, look, I just mowed it all down. Now you fix it, Mama.
Okay, we'll do it. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness.
Well, at least you guys have what we consider the all-American family. All heck breaks loose, and then you
Yes.
figure it out. So,
Yes.
yeah, that's awesome. But I'm so happy to hear that there are, multimodal things happening. You've got other things that are also coming in, and you'll see how they
Yes.
work.
Yes.
Yeah.
So therefore,
And not forgetting about our party rooms. So we have 2 big party rooms, which is very
is
busy.
that for birthdays
For
for
birthday
kids?
parties,
parties,
exactly. Or even events. Sometimes we have like a crowd of people that come from a daycare or, you
Yeah.
know, for a field trip. And then they play, and then we offer our party rooms for them to have their pizza or something to eat and drink
that's wonderful.
before they go.
Yeah.
And
So
also we
have-
offer
it's
VIP parties
up
too.
to 40 people in each room, so it's pretty big, you know. And like he said,
What's the VIP party? What? How does that?
so it's a package that you can make your own. You close the whole space for your guests, so up to
Meaning, hey
The
kiddos,
whole-
all of us.
kiddos,
Yeah.
the whole
Oh,
hey
wow.
kiddos. So yeah, so usually people have to call for that so we can give
Yeah.
the intel and all the information. But it's very, very nice. You know, imagine having a space for your guests, you
Yeah.
know, only for you guys, so private.
Yeah.
So they come in, they do the check-in, they play for the whole 3 hours that they are here.
Yeah.
And you can add the add-ons, you know, you can have a little class, you can have a little, my daughters, they had a cookie decoration, or Zoe, the oldest, she had a photo shoot studio, you
Yeah,
know.
right.
And you can,
Kid
you know,
stuff.
sky's the limit.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
just create it, and if it's doable, why not? You
Yeah.
know, you have the space for
Yeah.
it. And
If you can
and some
imagine it,
karaoke.
you guys can create it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and then with that package comes photographers, you know, the food, and
Yeah.
you know, anything that if it's doable, why not? We
Yeah.
can do it.
That's
So it's,
I can't wait to come down here. I don't know if I'll be allowed on the floor with the kids to play on the slides, but I could watch. Look at on the treadmill.
Hey, listen, when it's private, why not?
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
good.
it's just that.
It sounds like you guys have thought of a lot of things that
Yes.
really would help multiple.
Really, like when I say it's a family space, it is a family space. That's the meaning of
Yeah.
Hey Kiddos. You know, the whole space, it's for that,
Yeah.
for that purpose. You know, for you to really be here and enjoy your family.
Yeah. Well, I want to say thank you very much for this candid
no,
conversation.
Thank you for coming. to
Yeah,
see
we're
us.
very
People needed to hear.
blessed to have you,
Thank
and
you.
very honored as well. And we had this connection as for people who don't know, Peter Percoco is the best, a neuro chiropractor, and he's been helping me a lot with some personal issues, and he knows our story very well, and I want to obviously have him as our host here today because he's been part of this too.
Yeah.
Part of our lives.
Yeah, I feel what you guys have created, and everybody has a story, And I have my story, and I tell my story
Yeah.
on social media, and you're telling your story today. And there's goodness in the world, and you just got to search for it and stay with it.
Exactly.
So this has been a
And try to be surrounded with good people.
very much so, and it's not always easy.
Yeah.
It's not always easy,
Yep.
but when you get the right people around you, obviously things start to elevate.
Exactly.
And love and connection will always win out as long as you're focused on it. And that's what I got from the both of you prior to even running the podcast today. We had a little conversation. I could feel your passion, not only for your God, but for your children, but for each other.
Oh, yes.
And without each other, it's not going to be successful.
Yeah.
Yes.
So good for you
But
too.
it's so worth it. And for the moms and dads looking for a safe haven, here we are.
Come to Hey Kiddos.
Come to Hey
Kiddos.
Hey Kiddos Playtime.
Hey Kiddos Playtime.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
you
and
very much.
we'll do
Thank
this
you.
again.
Thank you.
You bet.